Visible Orange, Canadian independent concert promoter, presents orangeZine Video Ball. We start this episode with an interview with Brittany and Scott from Unleash the Archers. Let's go. Hello, Brittany and Scott from Unleash the Archers. How are you guys?
Doing well, thanks. How are you, Mayo?
Very good too. Happy to see you guys. I miss your faces.
You too. Yeah, the ultimate social distancing.
Right? I'm assuming right now that everybody that is watching this already knows who Unleash the Archers are, the band and the history of the band. So we're just gonna jump to your today.
Ask us about the band name. How did we come up with this band name?
He's totally joking. Please.
Yeah, and you've done a ton of interviews around the new album coming up. There's a lot of excitement about it. I saw this one in femalefrontedpower.com.
Yeah.
It was more than an interview. It was like a dissertation about this. Basically, it was like super explained, like at detail. And I'm gonna give them a shout out and put a link so people read it there because it's super interesting. When I read it after that, I was like, where can I buy the book? Or I just want to watch the movie and that's if the movie was a good adaptation on the book or something. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I think she mentioned at the bottom of it as well. She was like calling out director. She's like, Steven Spielberg, get on this one or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. Have you thought of writing that as a book or?
Well, I've been working with an artist for a little while now on doing like a graphic novel for it. So it'd be like a 2-book kind of graphic novel set that would explain everything and all the background and all the little details that are like really hard to bring through in an album, like musically. So that's in the works. It's just been taking a long time because it's hard to find the time to focus on it. Yeah, unfortunately.
You have 2 videos out. You always seem to be having fun in the process of filming the videos. You're always putting updates out there.
Well, we like to put a lot of time and effort into our videos, and it, honestly, we couldn't really do that on this one. Abyss was filmed 2 weeks before we put it out because everything was closed, and we really wanted it to be like basically what we were referencing was Awakening, how it was kind of like a playthrough video type thing.
Okay.
And we were like, let's make it like Awakening, but then have something happen so that it's a little, it's different and takes us somewhere else. And it's not just like your normal kind of playthrough performance video.
I think like the original idea, we were gonna like go in the same studio that we did Awakening in, but then like it was gonna be exactly the same as Awakening, like playing our instruments and everything, like similar shots, and then it was gonna cut to like the engineer in the booth, and then like someone was gonna be like murdering him, and then it was gonna become like a slasher flick like halfway through or something like that. But then we were like, I can't remember why we didn't.
Well, that was just the production was too much, and there was no way. Like because we filmed it like right when BC opened back up again, and so the studios had just opened, and like Scobie got us in there, our director got us in there, lickety split, and we were only allowed to have 6 people there. Right. So it was like us, the 4 of us, and Scobie, and then he had 1 helper because he had like dollies and stuff that he was doing. So like we couldn't do like the big production that we would have, otherwise wanted to do, which was unfortunate. But I think it turned out awesome. I mean, we kind of were like, we were talking about it beforehand. We were like, okay, well, what can we do like with what we have right now, and what can we do that can be edited and finished in 2 weeks, basically. And so it was like, let's get sucked into a portal. Scobie's like known for his VFX works that he does. That's kind of what his day job is. So he was like, oh yeah, no, I can get that done. He's like, and I got some guys that'll help me make sure to get it done in time. And so that was kind of the way that it worked out for that one. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing hearing all that, because I don't know, I found it like really well done, but maybe it's because like the story and like your faces and all that reaction is very engaging.
Yeah, my favorite was there's a YouTube comment that was like, somebody give these guys an Oscar or something, because we had to like act like being sucked in to a portal the whole time. So it was a lot of fun though. We had a really good time filming it.
Yeah,
and
it was a really good shoot.
Yeah, despite the stress of being like, okay, we got like 10 hours and that's it, get it done. There was definitely a point at the end there we were like, okay, do we have everything? Like, let's just do this really quickly, or this really quickly, or like any kind of B-roll that might be required or anything like that, and just trying to get as much done as we could at the end. So
but there was no like location brutalness in this one. Like with like some of the other videos, you're like out in the snow and you're next to like a giant bonfire. You're like out in the rain like until 4 a.m. and like all these like harder shoots. This one was like air conditioned inside a building, and like there was pizza on the table behind the camera and stuff. So it's like it's a little easier.
We were taking it easy on that one. Soulbound, not so much. We were definitely in under a rain machine until 4 a.m. on Soulbound, and with those sclera lenses in our eyeballs.
Oh my God.
Have you ever worn those, Mayo?
No.
Like the worst.
I wear regular contact lenses.
Oh, okay.
They're like, yeah, see, I was
Maybe-
okay. I got
yeah.
them in, no problem, because I wear contacts all the time for shows. And they're like this big.
They're
You have to like
front, right?
shove them up into your eye, under your eyelid, and then down under your lower lid. And then you suffocate your eyeballs. And it's like, do not wear for longer than 4 hours. And I think we were in it for like 6 or 7. So by the end of it, we were all just like, ah. And there's some footage of Andrew where he's just making the worst face. And it's like right at the moment when I'm supposed to be like putting him down, but really it's just the pain of the lenses. It's like, what a great actor. Like,
He's actually crying.
yeah, it was really funny. But I don't know, but you got to play through the pain for your videos, right? That's like the only chance that you have to like show the bands who you are and like create an image for them, as opposed to like aside from playing live or whatever. So we always try and put as much effort in as we can.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Like showing the fans who you are as a band, and having worked with you guys. For the record, like people don't know, like I work with Unleash the Archers, the touring manager, booker for the 2 Mexican shows, and then it was very cool to see that how you always show to the fans in a way that it inspired a lot of them to bring their bands up, because they saw how you were real people, and real people are there touring in a band from Canada, all driving all the way down to Mexico. Those were really crazy times. And you're thinking about it, just doing it, and a lot of your fans who are actually also bands. So that I think that's very important. That's a quality that you guys have, being like humans, even when all your images around science fiction and fantasy, but then you're so real. So anyway, in that sense, I wanted to ask if let's do it like this. Let's go back to 2010. You were not an international band in 2010,
No.
right? No. Okay, it's 10 years ago. So what will you tell to 2010 Brittany and 2010 Scott?
Oh, that's a really save your money and then spend that money on quality music and like recording and videos and merch, basically. And just keep at it, I guess, basically. And like stop thinking so hard about the songs that you're writing and just like write catchier music. I guess if I could say to myself, like right before going in the studio for Demons of the Astro Waste, which is right around 2010 when that would have been, I would have said, don't like stop caring so much about how you sound and just do your best and like give it your all emotionally in the studio, and you'll figure it out later. And because I was just such a noob in the studio at that time, right? And I really feel like studio wise, recording wise, we could have just done so much better, and we didn't realize, you know what I mean, like what
That's like
what
part
we
of
were
the
missing.
process, right? You learn those things.
Exactly. No, I know, and we did learn those things. But he's saying that if I could talk to myself, then that's what I would say.
You know what you don't know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Well, you, Scott, what will you tell to 2010 Scott?
I think back then, I definitely thought that there would be like this break point where it's like, okay, now I make my money from music, and now we're a paid band, and now we're successful, and now we don't have to try hard and all this kind of stuff. And that never happens. Like you get a little bit like better, and you like make a little money, and you get some bigger shows, and you get more opportunities, and it always is getting bigger, but it like you never get there. It never like clicks. It never switches. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I think there's a long time where I was like waiting for something to change, and I didn't realize that, it's like you have to be content with what you have, sort of. I don't know.
Be the change.
Let's say that to 2020 Scott did talk to 2010 and told him all those things. How do you think 2010 Scott will have reacted?
He would have quit the band.
Yeah, maybe no. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done differently. I'm not sure.
That's absolutely what I would have.
What do you mean I never make it? You're telling me that?
You're not traveling in time now.
Yeah.
No, I think it probably would. Yeah, it's a really great point, because it's true. There is never this moment when it's like, oh, you get signed. Like I was talking to the boys from Stryker, and they were one of the first Canadian bands that I'd ever heard of that got signed to a major label.
Yeah.
And aside from bands that were like already on the label, and that was just kind of like the known. And they said they got signed, and they were like, "This is it, boys! Like we made it." And then they just kind of sat back on their laurels or whatever, and that's not how it works. You just keep pushing. You keep marketing yourself, and you got to keep touring, and you got to keep putting the work in, because the labels sure don't do it for you anymore,
Yeah.
And it's just not like it used to be, where the labels literally did everything. But it's also because the labels made all the money before, and now you got people streaming, and there's just, the sales from like albums and stuff are just not like what they used to be. And so, it's not just musicians that are struggling, it's labels that have to find the income wherever they can, and they don't even have the money to develop an artist anymore. There's no AR guy hanging out at a local bar finding a cool, talent-filled, potentially amazing band and paying for all their stuff until they make it. It just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
Not to shatter everyone's dreams or anything.
You guys have always been doing a lot of things by yourself. You're a very hands-on band, and I think still to today, like you get a label, you get management and all that, but you run a tight ship, so you're probably like doing a lot of things, and know what exactly to get others to do for you, right?
Yeah.
This comes from the very beginnings of you guys, because I remember in 2011, The Invisible Orange was just 1 year old. And then you guys asked me, can you do the show to promote the release of Demons of the Astro Waste? And at that time, a lot of people might not know this, but like after 1 year, The Invisible Orange was going to disappear. I was going to finish it, right? Lost my business partner, moved to a different city, and I just had the minimum number of shows, cancel, new shows. I was no. You guys came in, I was like, I don't want to say no. These guys are good. It's fun. And I was like, okay, we'll do it, but we'll do this. Like, you're gonna have to do the legwork. And then I say, like, yeah, you're gonna go and then to the print shop, and you're gonna go and pick up the tickets and distribute them to the stores. And you guys did that. So, so it was like basically we're doing the promoters, and then I was just like, yeah.
I know when you said it was literally, I was like, I could put your logo on the poster though, right? And you're like, yeah.
We need that. We need that.
And I was like, okay, that's it. That's all I need. That's good. Okay.
Yeah. So
pleasure working with you.
From the beginning, yeah, you guys like hands-on. So that's something very important. It does take away from your work as a band, right? Like, so you have to pick and choose, I guess, if you do enjoy some of those side things, right? Like, how do you choose that, or how do you balance that?
Well, I mean, basically for a little while there, I was kind of just working two full-time jobs, like literally 40 hours a week. And then I'd come home every night and I'd be on my computer for like 4 hours, and it would just be in the, you know, still to this day, but like, especially in the early years, if anyone came at me with an interview, I would do it, like small town, webzine, whatever, podcast, anything, because you don't know who's listening to them. You don't know who's going to discover you through that. So constantly doing that on my downtime, and, you know, working on merchandise, and just like, you know, like, I don't even know what you would call it. It's like kind of the bureaucracy of everything, just emails, constant emails, and working on everything just to make sure that everything's right. And, you know, working on the image of the band, and, you know, booking video shoots and photo shoots and artwork and merchandise and music and studios and writing and jamming and shows and everything and all that sort of stuff. And I did all of that for years. And it was really just in the last couple of years that we finally got a manager that was like, could take that stuff off of me. But, you know, I'm a bit of a control freak, so I still did quite a bit of stuff. But
usually comes to those, right? Yeah, after a while of like delegating something, you're like, okay, I can do a little bit again.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's certain things too that you just like never want to delegate, right? Like, you always want to be in charge of like your art direction and your stuff like that, because it's like yeah, that sort of is what makes a band, is like your t-shirt designs and then what you put on album covers, and like your all that kind of stuff. You don't want to farm that out, or, you know,
because you got to be in charge of what people, you know, what the image that you project out there into the world. And if you let a manager be in charge of it, then they don't have the same emotional investment as you do. So
what music are you guys listening to? Anything that you have discovered? And as like any new local bands that you may recommend that you are seeing that emerging, and all-time favorites too?
Well, they're not local to Vancouver, but they're from Portland. We've been listening to Idle Hands quite a bit.
Yeah. There's like new singles out too, right? They just put out a new split or something.
Put out an EP.
Yeah.
So
Northwest. Yeah.
It's super awesome. Love those guys.
Were you at the Van Island Metal Festival when they played?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they played last summer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
I was not there. Yeah.
Great show.
Is them open for King Diamond?
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yeah, that's them. Yeah. And I shared Nihilithia in a Twitch stream the other day. I love those guys. That the Blood Wolves music video that they did, so cool. And it's just this streamer that I follow, and at the end of every stream he does like a riff of the day or whatever. And so I put Blood Wolves in there, and he was like, "Oh, winner over here, we got a winner!" And I think I like won a T-shirt or something like that for showing him the best riff of the day. So always love that Hyper Thrash record.
they had call it quits or something the other?
Well, Royce is mostly working on his solo stuff right now, so I don't know if
I thought I
said
saw a post from
explicitly.
Kyle or something.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
too
think
bad.
so.
But Royce's his solo stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
So go listen to that. Oh, and Nico, our old bass
yeah.
player, put out a really amazing album. Like super cool, very, of course, bass oriented metal record. That's super rad. So gotta give that a listen for sure too.
You have the festivals that were scheduled for 2021 already and all that, so yeah.
Hopefully all that works out. Yeah, and we are actually filming a stream at the Rickshaw later this month.
Is it okay to share something about it? You want to prop it up, or is it a surprise?
We will have a link to tickets and everything. I'm not sure. I think they only said they were going to announce it like 2 weeks before or something like that. So probably not for a little while. Panda.
Go Panda.
Buddy.
But we are. Yeah, it's going to be like an album release show, basically, kind of thing, just like at the Rickshaw, like old times. So you'll be able to buy tickets. I think it's going to be like $9.99 or something like that. And,
we hashed out the set list that we're gonna do. So much new stuff too. It's gonna be pretty sick.
Yeah, we're really excited. So
you coming before the album?
It'll be like the day the album comes out. I think it's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like 24 hours. Your link is live for 24 hours. And so if you buy a ticket, you'll get an email the day of that it drops, and you'll have 24 hours to watch it. And then it's going to be live, basically semi-live, because we're just going to play a set through beginning to end, just like we would if you were right there with us when we film it. So the only difference is that we're going to probably do like a little mix on the music side of things. So.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's great news.
Exciting.
Stay tuned, everyone.
Rickshaw is like totally open for doing that with people, and they've got like this sort of sliding scale kind of thing. So it's like if you want like 4K 50 cameras kind of a thing versus like 1080 3 cameras kind of thing.
Cell phone at the sound.
Cell phone.
Anything else you guys want to add?
No, not really. Yeah, just check out an indie merch store for pre-orders and wear your masks and social distance, and let's get this stupid thing over with so that we can all hit the road in 2021 and be back in the venues again, cheering each other on. Right on. Thank you very much, Brittany and Scott, for the interview, and Cal Panda there. Brief little cameo there. Yeah, I hope you guys are keeping safe, and all the best. Like, can't wait to see those live sets, even if it's online for now, and then see you next year at some festivals. Yes, sure. Can't wait to. Thanks, Mayo. Take care, guys. Take care. Bye. Since doing the interview, the streaming show at the Rickshaw has been announced. It's going to be on Saturday, August 22nd at noon time Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central European Time. It's going to be available for 24 hours starting at that time. And it's the day after the album Abyss is released. It's going to be released on Friday, August 21st. So we're ready for it. And unfortunately, we're not going to have a full review of the release calendar as promised, because we have a very full episode, but we are going to conduct this full review for the next one. We're getting everything ready, so stay tuned for that. For now, I wanted to go over tours that have been rescheduled. So we remind you, on the Visible Orange website, you can see the list of shows that have been canceled or postponed. Some of the shows that have been postponed already have new dates announced, and some others are still pending to announce the new dates. In the background, we have dates for the majority of them. We're just waiting for the bands to announce at the right time on those rescheduled dates. We can mention a couple of them that have the dates confirmed. We have the Devastation on the Nation tour with Rotting Christ, Pork Nagger, and more.
was rescheduled for February 13 of 2021. It's still on a Saturday, so that's really good. On May 28, Flotsam and Jetsam was going to play. It was rescheduled to May 31st of 2021. It's already announced with the new date. Also in May of this year, we were going to have the show with Swallow the Sun, Infected Rain, and Hunting Giants was going to open this show. It was rescheduled for March 30 of 2021. So we already confirmed that date, and we'll have the same lineup. The band Hunting Giants from Vancouver is going to open. Great band with a very interesting mix of alternative, a little bit of industrial, experimental, rock and metal, with a lot of intensity in the emotion. You'll see when we check out their video for In the Water that is going to follow this short interview with the band Hunting Giants here on the Visible orangeZine video ball.
Hey everybody, we're Hunting Giants. I'm Corey.
I'm Brad.
I'm Steve.
And you're watching us on the orangeZine podcast. We're very happy to be here today and share some time with you. We've had a pretty crazy 2020 year. We've been very, very busy working on our first full-length album. We've been recording it out of Hipposonic Studios with John Webster and Kirby K.
Incredible.
And it's been probably one of the most incredible experiences of our lives. We have 10 new songs that we just absolutely can't wait to share with all of you.
The same guys we made Skyward Eyes with way back in 2017 now, which was a while ago. But
Yeah.
you guys should go check it out because those are 5 tracks on there that we're still incredibly proud of. And we've taken all that stuff that we learned from that whole experience, and you know, we put it into a new album that we've been working on now ever since. And yeah, it's 10 songs that we're just really just pouring ourselves into, and it's coming into fruition, and we're seeing it, and it's really cool.
Yep. Yeah, we put all of our heart, our soul, our blood, sweat, and tears into this coming album, and it's amazing. We've got to listen to just the beginning of the demos and hearing it back. It's an amazing experience when you take something that's conceptual and it becomes reality, you know? And so we're thrilled to have that experience. We're thrilled to share it with you. Before that, we're going to share with you In the Water, one of our songs off that Skyward Eyes EP that we made in 2017.
Track 2, so second track after Brave New World. And yeah, we made this video ourselves. We just went in the corner of an old warehouse and with our projector and just shot the shit out of it and threw it together, and it turned out pretty good, I think.
Not bad for like a Tuesday afternoon and a camera and some floodlights. So.
And just a bunch of change of clothes, and just this guy's the director, amazing director. Lower, get lower, get lower. It was
tough, but
like he's
it
ready
worked
for limbo
out.
now.
Yeah.
Like any limbo combo, like, he's got it.
My back is like licorice. It tastes like it too.
Oh, I'll take your word on that. Licorice back.
Licorice back.
A licorice back.
Whatever.
It's our new record, licorice
We'll
back.
cut that part.
We can cut around this, right?
Yeah, pretty well.
And we're really looking forward for you to be able to check out the fruits of our labor. So I guess without any further ado, here's In the Water on the Visible Orange Podcast.
Caught in deep, naked and paralyzed, while jaws feel quivering in delight.
Finally, we have Fallen Stars here. We wanted to bring back one of the videos from Fallen Stars from the Orange sessions that were aired on July 5th. Fallen Stars was one of the bands that performed a live set at the Orange sessions. So we're going to have some words from the front woman Jade of the band Fallen Stars, speaking about the band and their plans. Anyway, here is Jade from Fallen Stars, followed by the music video of Fallen Stars called Enough on the Invisible orangeZine video ball.
Hey, this is Jade from Fallen Stars, and I've got some answers for you. Staying creative during COVID is really hard, but for Fallen Stars, it's a little bit easier just because we're able to each have our own home studio. So we're able to bounce ideas back and forth. We can track drums at the space and then kind of pass the tracks back and forth, edit, add our parts, record, overdub, all that kind of great stuff. So we've been able to keep working on our material, keep working on the upcoming album, as well as we got some cool covers coming up that we just kind of put together randomly too.
Try to go alone. It doesn't have to be this way. We can find you a home.
So as I kind of just mentioned, we have a bunch of cool stuff coming up. We finished an entire new album that's going to be fully produced, recorded. It sounds amazing and awesome. We're just finishing it up right now. But even before we finished that, we started recording a new EP of songs that we wrote even during the COVID thing, and they're sounding amazing and awesome, and we can't wait to get those guys out to you guys as well. But that'll be coming after this full-length album. And we're excited to have some cool covers coming that we're just kind of putting together as a lot of fun to put out more video content, because we want to put out some videos that aren't as serious as some of our previous videos, and we want to have some just kind of fun summer stuff.
Give your true identity a turn.
So touring has always been a little harder, just because both Rose and myself have our son Eli, who goes to school, who has his life here. So we can't really just pick him up and just take him on tour. But we're gonna work around things. We'd love to go visit a lot of our friends in different cities. We'd love to share some stages with some of our friends around all of Canada. But we'll have to see how things go. We'd love to go visit, but we want to be safe too.
What it means to be ourselves, what it means to believe.
Some of the highlights that we've been able to do while we've been in this quarantine is set up things like Rock and Roll Pride, which has been able to feature a bunch of queer LGBTQ artists, as well as all our allies and supporters, and basically just people around the scene that want to come together and support Rock and Roll Pride. Playing that you can be rock and heavy or metal, and you can still be part of the LGBTQ community. And I think that's really important, and I want to see more of that with the whole Pride celebration that we have in Vancouver. I think heavier music and that kind of stuff fits just as well as all the drag queens, all the other normal Pride events. Another big thing was doing all these cool live streams. We've done a bunch of them now, and they've been a lot of fun. Each of them is completely filmed differently. We're not copy pasting. We're just doing live takes, live sets. And it's been interesting seeing how some songs, just like a live show, where some songs we play better in one set than we do in the other, but it's not like we can go back and fix it because it's live. So we want to give a special thanks to the Invisible Orange, which had us on their first live stream event. Big thanks to everyone else who has reached out and who are starting to put on these events. And I can't wait to see what else Vancouver has in their creative brains to make live shows, a little more accessible online for people who are still quarantining or can't go out to shows, or just want to stay at home and have a good time.
To be different, what it means to be unique, what it means to be ourselves, what it means to be me.
The biggest thing that I miss, and I'm sure I relate to a lot of other people, is just going to a show and seeing all my buds, being able to just listen to a cool band on stage, close my eyes and headbang, and just don't have a care in the world. That always to me was the essence of Vancouver, and I just love going and seeing some killer musicians, new bands that I've never heard of, or just getting a bunch of friends together and going to go see the show. Like that to me was always my go-to, and I missed it a lot, and I can't wait for it to come back. But I agree that everyone should be safe before we dive back into it. I'd hate to see a lot of my friends musicians get sick, but I'm excited and I can't wait.
What it means to be different, what it means to be unique, what it means to be.
My big advice is to take it as a snapshot. Not everything you need to put out right now needs to be perfect. Not everything, you don't have to be putting out amazing, full-length records right now. You can put out small little covers. You can just get together and film with a one camera, you guys doing a jam, working on a new song, or doing a cover, or just, something, just do something fun. Put out content. Put out things that you can share with your friends. You can start building more fan bases. Keep up that creative energy. It's really cool seeing some musicians dive into other things that maybe they normally, some have dived into some really cool covers that I've seen come out. My friend Eddie has been doing some of the Donkey Kong covers, and I think that's been really cool, and they sound awesome. So yeah, there's just a bunch of different ways on staying creative, and the thing is, you don't have to make it perfect. This is something you can put out, it can be there, it can live in the world, and then you can be like, cool, that's what we did during, COVID 2020. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, that's our sound or something like that. You can keep putting out content, just keep being creative, express yourself. Big thanks to Kim and everyone else at Invisible Orange for having us on part of this video. Keep rocking the scene, keep supporting it, and I love you guys all, and keep rocking. Bye!
Thank you, Burnaby, thank you, Pride, and thank you, Jade, for writing this song. It's called Our Stand, and this one's for you. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Thank you to the Invisible Orange for putting this on. It is an honor to be here on your live stream today. Again, we are called Fallen Stars. We got, 2 more tracks for you guys? I think so. This next one is a brand new song. We haven't played it for you guys yet. It's called Enough. Okay, we've got one more for you guys.